Welcome back to our podcast. Today we are in the desert and we're going to talk all things how to avoid desert dry skin. So how to keep your skin hydrated, healthy, and glowing. Our favorite products, our favorite treatments, all the things. So let's start with your favorite hydrating product.
Gosh, that's such a tough question because I feel like there's so many different levels of dehydration, dry skin, and so many different products that are amazing for dry skin. But the first product that I typically go to is like a hyaluronic acid serum because literally everyone and their mother needs hyaluronic acid in their life. It's amazing. Treatment-wise, it's typically a hydrofacial, but hydrofacials aren't great for inflamed clients or clients with a lot of acne, which is mostly what I treat. So my other go-to would be an enzyme.
Yeah, I love hyaluronic acid. It is such a good ingredient. I love Hydra Balance Gel from Face Reality, and I also love Trio from Skin Better. That is such a great moisturizer, and I know that you just tried it today for the first time.
I did.
Not everybody loves the smell or even
the smell shocked me. I mean, I've just been using a skincare line for so long, like the same skincare line for so long, and they're so natural, and like their products do smell, but they're natural fragrances. They have a lot of plant stem cells and vitamin C's, and so their products smell good. And I think personally, I really like my skincare to smell good.
Yeah.
I don't want it to have fragrance because that will dry your skin out too, but I want it to smell good and feel good. Not your product, but the Skin Better moisturizer, it didn't smell bad, but it didn't smell good. And I put it on my skin and I was like, oh.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what we're used to, what we've been using, what we fall in love with, and not necessarily that it's a quote-unquote bad product. It doesn't mean that, but it means that it's just you're so used to something that it's almost like nostalgic, the way that a product makes you feel. And so a product that you use, it could, like for me, I used Trio Skin Better. That was the first product that I used like literally 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I immediately was like, this smell is so medical, and it didn't smell the greatest to me, but what it did for my skin and how it made me feel, I still remember that same exact moment of like my skin transforming from that product. So for me, I'm like, everybody needs Trio, and I do think that a lot of my acne clients, they end up switching to Trio because it truly fills in that gap for hydration when my clients are dehydrated. So finding that product in your line that really just helps with that hydrating aspect for your clients.
100%. Hydration is so important when treating acne, when treating any skin condition.
Yeah.
I even say especially like pigmentation. You need to be so hydrated for that pigment to actually lift.
Yeah.
I like to refer to the skin as concrete. If it's dry, you're not getting that baby to budge.
Yeah.
So we got to hydrate you. But I think you brought up an excellent point where you said the product felt good and it was your first professional skincare moisturizer. And I think when you try a professional grade skincare moisturizer or any product for the first time, it's such a different feeling because it is so active and it's so hydrating and it's so replenishing. And that feeling, you can't replace it. And it is kind of nostalgic.
Yeah. I remember in another podcast, we talked about products and you were like, Face Reality just smells so clinical to me.
Yeah.
And versus Lyra, and it just like the smells are so much better. Yeah. And everybody has like such a different sense of everyone has such a different like feel when they put products on. It's so interesting.
Taste,
and taste and how I think at the end of the day, it's how that product makes you feel. So if you, I mean, I talk to so many people and they're like, oh my gosh, I use this product. Like people use drugstore product all the time, and they're like, I love the, Neutrogena hydrogel or whatever it is that they use. No. And I'm like, there's something so much better out there for you. So, I mean, it is all about the quality of the products and not shaming drugstore. But I do think that the lines that we carry, we're very passionate about.
Yeah.
For me, again, just to summarize, Hydra Balance Gel and Trio, especially in the desert dry skin, that has saved my clients' skin, and especially with my acne clients, and also dealing with clients that come in and they are seeing fine lines on their skin, and sometimes all you need is hydration. You can literally,
it's crazy. You can transform skin with just hydration. I mean, I see before and after pictures all the time of clients saying, this is before I touched their skin. This is after 50 minutes later with just good quality hydration, good exfoliation. Their skin looks 10 times better.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you look at even I mean, my before and afters of hydrofacial,
Yeah.
seeing their skin before, they're like, oh my gosh, something's different. I want that glow. And it's like, no, like the main thing is like you coming in for your monthly treatment, but then doing your homework at home with the products is so important. So like you may feel amazing during your appointment and after, but you have to keep up with those results to keep up that hydration in your skin. And I think that's something that we need to educate our clients on. And I know that me and you do, but a lot of people are like, expect a miracle just from one treatment. And it's like, no, we need to nourish the skin. We need to hydrate the skin at home. And so that you get that in between. And especially with different climates, I will say being in California, treating skin in California, then to Florida, to Arizona, I've noticed that I can't treat the same people with the same products because every climate is so different. So everything that I thought worked in those states may not work in Arizona.
Every climate and every season too. I mean, I treat the same clients all year round, and sometimes what works for them in the summertime doesn't work for them in the wintertime.
Yeah.
I also want to touch on what things they can do at home that doesn't include home care.
Yeah.
Because I see this happen all the time, especially come wintertime. My clients start bumping up that heat. They start taking really hot showers, and they start drinking less water.
Yeah.
And immediately, I'm like, why are you a desert?
Why are you like Arizona right now?
We are not in Arizona. We're in California. What's going on? And I talk to them and I figure out, okay, you're not hydrated enough internally, externally. You're doing this, you're doing that. I started hot yoga recently a few months ago. Oh my gosh. My skin is naturally really oily lately, so dry.
Wow.
And I have to replenish it in other ways. I have to drink more water. I have to avoid hot showers. I have to take a shower right after hot yoga. I have to use recovery balm before I go to hot yoga.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a really, really good point. And so at home, there's physical exfoliation and there's chemical. Which one is I mean, obviously different skin types need different things, but what would you say is like what's your most popular exfoliant?
Definitely chemical exfoliations over physical exfoliations. My theory is if you're in your 20s or older and you're using a physical scrub, one, that's going to create pull on the skin. You know, anything that you're doing to touch your face, wipe your face. That's why I don't like makeup wipes too. That with many other reasons too. But anything that's pulling on your skin is going to increase that aging and speed up that process.
Yeah.
As well as you can put more pressure on maybe your cheekbones, but then less on like your jawline. And then you're not getting that even level of exfoliation.
Yeah.
So I prefer physical.
Yeah.
Chemical.
I was like, wait, hold on.
I said all the right things about chemical, and then I said, never mind, physical, baby.
I have found that chemical exfoliation works so much deeper, and it works by treating the true root of the concern. Yeah. So it's not just like, if you think about it, you're doing that physical exfoliation. It feels good in that moment, but you're not getting long results over time, in my opinion. You may slough off those dead skin cells.
Which is great. And I think it has its place in your regimen.
Like 1 time a week, 1 to 2 times a week.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Depending on the person.
Yeah, it does depend.
And every line's so different too. So I think it's finding the products. Like for instance, Face Reality has a Mandelic scrub. So somebody with like non-inflamed acne, I may introduce that into their routine, with the Mandelic serum. So especially non-inflamed, sometimes it needs that extra budge.
I do agree with that. Yeah. It has its place. It's good for something, but not as your only experience.
Yeah, I agree. I think people, may expect a miracle from one product, and it's just not like that. I mean, chemical exfoliation works with so many different, in so many different ways. Like Mandelic, I love Mandelic, and it helps. It literally with so many different skincare concerns. It helps with tone, texture. It exfoliates the skin. So you just like feel, and you'll see that transformation. So underlying redness, things like that. Mandelic's personally probably my favorite chemical exfoliation. What's yours?
Okay. Probably retinol.
Okay.
I love a good retinol.
Yeah, me too. I love retinol. Retinol would probably be my second. I love Alpha Overnight Cream. I wouldn't suggest it for somebody who's trying to clear their acne, but I love it for anti-aging. I love it for the way that, it makes my client's skin feel. And I just feel really good. It's the most gentle form of like exfoliation, like for retinol, in my opinion.
Which I think is a great point too, is, you don't necessarily put your acne clients on retinol, but I do. Yeah. And they're different retinols. They do different things. But it just shows other estheticians that there's so many different ways of clearing acne. Yeah. And just because you do something that another esthetician doesn't do doesn't mean you guys aren't going to still get results.
Yeah. And I think every line is so different. So you may see an ingredient and you're like, oh, well, she clears with retinol. And then you look at me and she's like, oh, she cleared her with benzoyl peroxide or whatever it is that the ingredient is. But it truly does come down to the formulation of the products and the brand. So like, for me, Skin Better didn't do it for acne, and I'm sure maybe if I put them through that process longer, they may have seen results, but I saw the fastest results with putting my clients on my Face Reality regimen.
Which you want the fastest results. So.
And I'm like, I don't want to, and it's like not, for me, I'm like, I want you to get results. I don't want your money. I want you to get results. I mean, obviously we have to make money to survive, but like I saw quicker results with Face Reality personally.
And Face Reality, let's just say, is way less expensive than Skin Better. So if you were seeing results, but it was taking longer, if you were here for the money, you would put them on Skin Better.
Oh yeah. And in some cases, non-inflamed, Skin Better works great. I have seen, but for your average like inflamed acne, I just feel like Face Reality is the way to go. But keeping the skin hydrated along the way is so important. Making sure that we are replenishing the skin. I think that's really old school way of thinking of drying out the skin.
Yes. Yeah. We talked about this on our other podcast too. It
is so old school. So
it's balance.
Yes. And then I would say for like healthy other things that you can do at home, doing like face masks once a week. I love like the Hydrinity sheet masks. So
I haven't tried those.
I love them. They really,
I actually think we should try that.
Yeah. And we're gonna and the CO2.
CO2. We're gonna try a CO2 mask tonight. I'm so excited.
Yes. So like doing those at home treatments to help in between your appointments, and then staying on top of your routine. Making sure you're doing a routine morning and night. We all fall short. We're human. It's not perfect, but at least do the bare minimum. Wash your face, hydrate, and then wear your sunscreen. And then at night,
if you can't do your full regimen, tell your esthetician, communicate that with them and say, okay, what can I do? What is the bare minimum? Because I can't sit here and put on 6 different steps. That being said, it doesn't take that long. It really doesn't take that long. If you make it a habit, it's just like brushing your teeth. Really, I feel like I spend the same amount of time doing my skincare as I do brushing my teeth.
It doesn't take that long, but but I do think that
I like that you said
but I do think the way that you communicate with your clients to make them feel comfortable to communicate with you is super important. So never, again, with acne, never shaming your clients, but with any condition or whoever you're treating, always make it a safe space for your clients. Make them feel comfortable, like it's a relationship that they can reach out to you whenever. And that's what I always tell my clients is please do not ever hesitate to reach out to me. If you're having a bad day, please message me. If you are feeling any type of way with your skin, we can readjust it so that they never come into their appointment and they feel shamed. And I think that's something that's really important, even on social media. I think we get really caught up on making like, well, I don't, but I see it all the time of making like reels that clients don't understand.
Yes, I've seen that before as well.
Yeah, and like I feel like it's really important. This is a little off topic, but I do think it's really important to like educate on your social media. So like things that may make sense to the esthetician community, I think it's really important to like educate to your clients of all these things so that they don't feel uncomfortable reaching out to you during their appointments.
Yeah, no, I think creating that safe space and having no judgment. And I mean, I'll have clients who have perfect skin and they come in and, they tell me, well, I haven't been doing this and I feel really bad about it. All I say is, I'm glad that you told me because it helps me understand what's going on and why you're not seeing results. Because you're not doing what you need to do at home. And then I understand and I'm not freaking out in the treatment room trying to figure out what else we need to do to get you to the results when you just need a little bit of like love from me and support from me on trying to do your regimen. I'll push treatments out further and have them focus on that so they don't have so much on their plate. I tell my clients all the time, I would rather you text me a question than Google it.
Oh, yeah. Google 100%. Is like the
worst.
The Google is the worst when you're trying to fix your skin or you have somebody that's like easily accessible to you that you're paying for. Like use the resources that you have right in front of you. I think that's really, really important. The sun is going down. So
this was such a, oh my God,
this
turn
was
around.
so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Stunning.
But this is your reminder if you are watching this podcast. I know it's hard, but do your skincare regimen tonight. So if you can only do the bare minimum, cleanse your skin, moisturize. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.